Hello everyone and welcome to Motorcyclegear.com. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Baja S4 Jacket from KLIM. Brand new for spring 2025 is the Baja S4 Jacket from KLIM. Now in its second generation, KLIM states that it's more comfortable and more breathable than the original version. Now, having worn both the jacket and the pants in the original and in the new 2025 version, I do have to say that I do agree with them. Now let's talk about overall construction. A lot of things going on here. We do have some high tenacity mesh. We do have 4-way stretch carbonate micro mesh, which is going to be 1000 D Cordura, 750 D Cordura, as well as super fabric. This overall combination of materials will yield a CE AA rating. Jumping over to colors, there are 4 available and they match up perfectly to the pants options. There is slate gray and peyote, mountain gray and black, high rise and nightfall blue, and black and fiery red. From a sizing standpoint, the Baja S4 is available in sizes from small to 3XL, but do keep in mind that KLIM is an American company, which means that they have an American cut. What does that mean? Well, it typically means that it's a smaller size versus the European counterpart. For example, at roughly 6 foot, 215 pounds, in most European brands, I wear a size XL. Here, I'm wearing a size XL in this Baja S4, and it is a little bit big on me. So again, smaller size for the American cut means that I would actually be a size large. Now, having tried on multiple jackets from KLIM in a large, I have learned that that is the accurate size for me. So again, if you know your European size, think one size smaller, and you should have the right size for the American cut. Now, one more note on KLIM sizing is that their size chart is kind of skewed. And what I mean by that is the size large tends to fit true to size for an American size large. But as you venture into smaller sizes, the smaller they get, they tend to run a little bit smaller than what you would expect. And on the flip side, as you go towards the larger end of the scale, they tend to get a little bit larger than you would expect the further you go up. So just kind of keep that in mind, that sometimes the sizing is just a little bit off on those far ends of that spectrum. But once again, if you are familiar with European sizing, you know what European size you normally wear. Think one size smaller and you should be pretty close to finding the right fit. All right, let's go ahead and jump into some of the details. We'll start off with the collar here. As you can see, pretty straightforward and simple, but it is nicely lined and it is nice and soft, so should feel good around the neck. As we focus on the front here, you'll notice a couple of things. One, there are no buttons or straps for the closure here. It's just the zipper. Speaking of the zipper, you do get a pretty standard pull tab with a KLIM logo right here. It's not super wide, but should still be pretty easy to use with gloves on. So again, pretty straightforward and simple. The zipper itself, 2 up top here, as you can see, no sort of protector or anything. It's just a straight zipper, fully visible, and obviously no flaps or anything like that. Now there is one unique feature though. As you do unzip the jacket, you'll notice a couple of things. One, these little hooks right here on the side, they correspond with these little hooks right here. You can actually take the collar, you can pin it back, snap it into place. You hear that nice satisfying snap, and now your collar is propped open, so if you need even more airflow, you can basically zip the jacket up but have the collar open. That way you get even more breathability. Again, the zipper is straight down the center. One unique feature on the zipper though, it is going to be a double zip, so you can actually zip or unzip from the bottom or the top. Again, a little bit more comfort here and then a little bit more breathability if you decide to only zip the jacket up partially. All right, and then moving on from there, a couple of things to note on the collarbone area. You do have 2 pieces of reflective material. This is going to be 3M Scotchlite. It is going to be their carbon black reflective, so it looks good and it reflects really well. You'll notice mostly mesh here in the chest area, and then you do have a KLIM logo right here. It is going to be kind of a rubberized raised logo that has been stitched into the mesh. From there, outside of the mesh on the main panels here, the outside is going to be that carbonate 1000D micro mesh. This is a great material because it is really good as far as abrasion resistance is concerned, but it also does have 4-way stretch, and then it also does breathe really well. So between the mesh here and the micro mesh here, there's going to be a ton of airflow on this jacket. Making our way to the bottom of the front of the jacket, a couple of things to note. You do have a technical riding gear logo right here. It seems to be kind of a vinyl material, maybe like a heat press or something like that, but it does look nice. Got a nice little pop to it in the accent color. And then you do have two standard size hand warmer zipper pockets right here, decent size pull tabs, and then again, just simple zippers as you put your hands inside. Nice and comfortable, good hand warmer, like I mentioned, good pockets there. They do have a little bit of extra stretch in them, so you can, get quite a bit in there as this material does stretch four-way. And then keep in mind, I do wear a size large glove, and my hand fits in here quite well. Another thing to note as a reminder on the zipper, it is that two-way zipper. You will notice down here, there's no protection for your tank, so no sort of flap or cover. But this is mostly a adventure style jacket, so if you are riding adventure, typically you're sitting up, so you normally don't have as much problems with scratching your tank in an adventure riding position, but just something to keep in mind. Now, I mentioned these pockets here. What I didn't mention is that right behind them, you actually have another set of pockets. So these are actually double pockets, so these are zippered ones, and then these are more open hand warmer style, about twice the size of my hand, so definitely plenty of space underneath. So again, kind of a double pocket setup. And then as we jump over to the sleeves, I do want to say that KLIM is definitely speaking my language here, and that is going to be the language of safety. A lot of great safety features here. I did mention earlier 3M Scotchlite carbon black reflective, a ton of it on the sleeves. You've got some here, here, and here. This is going to reflect all the way around the arm, so if you are in low light or dark situations, you'll get a lot of visibility. A couple other things to note, you do have super fabric right here as an overlay on the elbows and on the shoulders. Again, a great safety feature as well, surrounded by regular mesh and micro mesh, of course. A couple other things to note, you do have some adjustment at the forearm. It's going to be basically a pull, just a straight adjuster. You can kind of pull this part right here and determine how loose or tight you want the strap to be. So really nice adjustment there. And then at the cuff, you have a simple Velcro strap, pretty standard stuff here to go ahead and adjust the cuff as well. Now on this right arm, no additional logos or printing, no additional pockets, just a straight sleeve as I explained it. But on the left side, you do get one extra feature, and that is going to be this little pocket right here. You'll notice the little symbol right here. This is meant to be used as a medical stat card pocket. So it does unzip, little secret pocket here. Great place to put a little card that has all your medical information just in case the worst happens. Obviously, we hope we never have to use it, but not a bad idea to have it. Or a lot of other people that I see riding, they'll also use this as a place to keep a debit or credit card, maybe their driver's license, something like that. If they're trying to travel light, not have their wallet, not have all their stuff, they'll just pop a quick card in here and be good to go. But either way, nice little pocket here with a good quality zipper to keep whichever card you choose to put in here nice and safe. And then making our way to the back, we do have a nice KLIM logo right here in the bottom of the neck or shoulder blade area. Once again, KLIM really getting it done with reflective on this jacket. Two more bits of that 3M Scotchlite. Again, great reflective, a lot of visibility on this jacket. I love to see it. So again, hats off to KLIM for doing that. Massive mesh panel right across the whole back, but keep in mind, both the mesh and the micro mesh breathe, so really breathe the be all across. And then as we make our way to the bottom of the jacket, you'll notice a couple of features here. Another KLIM logo at the very bottom, and then this large zipper coming all the way across to give you another pocket. Quite a large pocket, goes all the way down to the bottom of the jacket, and then all the way across. Again, does have that stretch material, so you can fit quite a bit in here. And then obviously it does zipper close, so everything that's inside here will remain safe. And then as we make our way to the inside, right off the bat, you will notice that there is a very unique looking mesh liner. Now, most jackets will have a traditional black mesh liner if they have one included. In this case, KLIM decided to go with a little bit more of a unique color and design, and I think it actually looks really cool. So definitely hats off for doing something different. Now, this liner doesn't only look cool, it has a lot of functionality as well. As you can notice, it is mesh, so it's going to breathe quite a bit of air to keep you comfortable. It is going to be soft in feel, so again, comfort there as well. And then a couple of things to note. One, It is going to be moisture wicking, it is going to be antimicrobial, and it's going to be anti-odor as well. So those three great features to have on a liner on the inside of your jacket. Moving on from the liner, we also have a back protector pocket right here. You'll notice two things about this pocket. One, standard opening. It is going to be Velcro, and there is actually a level 1 D3O pad that is included. Now what's different here is if you notice the pocket, this is more of a traditional pocket right here. What you normally see is this kind of basic mesh holding the armor in place, but you'll notice here on the sides, it's a very different looking mesh. It's actually quite a bit thicker and taller. It's kind of raised. KLIM calls it spacer mesh. I can definitely feel the height difference between the two. And the reason for this is that it's designed to keep that airflow going. So even though you do have a back protector installed, you're still going to stay a lot cooler because it's raised up to allow that airflow to go between your back and the back protector. So really a nice touch by KLIM here. I like seeing this, and I hope I can see it in more of their jackets that are coming out this year. And then speaking of armor, you do also get included D3O CE level 1 armor in the shoulders and in the elbows. I'll go ahead and take some out right here. Keep in mind the armor is going to be the same in both the shoulders and elbows. And this is going to be your standard D3O level 1. A lot of airflow right here, a lot of flexibility and comfort. It is going to be T plus, T minus, so you do get that both cold and hot weather performance. And again, very good stuff here, very comfortable, and also good protection. Keep in mind all the pockets are built to also take level 2 armor from D3O, so if you did want to upgrade, you can buy that separately and you can upgrade all the armor if you choose to do so. And then I do want to make a quick point on the armor inside the elbow. It's a little bit hard to see as it's obviously inside the sleeve, so I did my best to kind of pull it out, but you'll notice there's different levels of Velcro straps right here, and this is because the elbow armor is actually adjustable. There are 3 different height settings or different positions inside the sleeve, both at the bottom and at the top here, and that Velcro basically can adjust where your armor sits. So by doing that, depending on how long your arms are, depending on how the armor fits to your elbow, you do have that adjustability to make sure that you get the exact right fit that you need to have the armor be effective and to keep you safe. So just keep that in mind. Again, that Velcro is going to be here, here, and here for the 3 different positions of the elbow armor. And then making our way back to the inside of the jacket here, let's talk about pockets and storage. Quite a lot going on inside this jacket. Right off the bat here on the side, you are going to have this kind of mesh stretchy top pocket. It's kind of a top loader. It is divided with a seam, so it's basically 2 separate pockets. Probably big enough to hold a water bottle in. I don't know if you'd want to do that, but you probably could if you wanted to. Below that, on each side, you do have a zippered mesh pocket. Simple zipper closure, nothing too fancy there, and then about the size of my hand, maybe a little bit bigger. I do wear a size large glove for reference. The opening is a little bit tighter, but the actual pocket is pretty large, and again, same pocket on this side over here, so quite a bit of storage from that perspective. Also at the bottom here, you do have a long connection zipper. This is going to match up perfectly to a pair of Baja S4 pants, so you do have that there. And then also to note, you do have a waist adjuster. So you might have noticed earlier that I did not point out any sort of waist adjustment on the outside, and that is because there is a basically a drawstring adjuster here on the inside. Keep in mind you can adjust it here and pull and kind of lock in the position, but this is actually also accessible from the outside pockets, the hand warmer one. So if you do want to adjust it from the inside of the pocket or from the inside of the jacket, either way you do have that ability. Another cool feature to note here is you'll notice this very long kind of hidden zipper right above the connection zipper. This guy right here unzips, and what this basically gives you is access to inside of the liner. You'll notice 2 more zippers. There's one on this side here and another one on this side here, and again, they're kind of small and hidden, and it gives you basically the ability to go all the way through the liner. So what is this for? This is actually for the optional accessory. It's an optional kidney belt. Obviously you buy that separately, but you can install it here through the liner and then have that extra feature. Now, speaking of extra features and kind of hidden and secret things, this jacket also has a couple of secret pockets that are very well hidden. Let's go back to the top of the jacket and I can kind of show you where those are. So if we take a look right up here where the where the KLIM logo is or where the main tag is, you'll notice a small hidden zipper right above the back protector. If you go ahead and open up that zipper, two things you'll notice. One, it's a pretty large pocket. It actually goes to about right here, so quite a bit, quite big in size. And then two, you'll notice this tag here. It's kind of a hanging Velcro strap, if you will. And what this is for actually is that you can hang a water pouch or a water pack right here inside this pocket. So this pocket is going to be specifically designed to handle a 2L Hydro Pack. Fully compatible. It hangs right here, goes inside, and you're good to go. Keep in mind the Hydro Pack is sold separately, but you do have space that's made for it. A couple of different ways to run the water line to your mouth, so you can obviously drink from your Hydro Pack, but this little part right here can kind of help guide that hose through for you, and then out the top of the jacket. So one really cool secret hidden feature right there. The second one is actually even harder to find. If you have something like, for example, documentation, maybe your ID or something else like a passport perhaps, if you're riding internationally and you want to keep it very safe, secure, and hidden, this is the perfect pocket for that. So we have our back protector here. We will go ahead and undo this pocket, and we will go ahead and actually pull out the back protector. Very easy to do, just comes right out. And behind the back protector, you will notice a small flap. Orange pull tab, just like on the back protector. Go ahead and undo that. Little Velcro here, and you actually get a pocket that's about this big. It's kind of hard to see because it is behind the mesh, but you actually get this little secret pocket where you can fit about half my hand, and you can kind of hide whatever it is you need to hide back there. Keeps it nice and safe. You go ahead and close that pocket up. You slide the back protector back in. And the reality of it is, when you have the back protector back in, when you have everything sealed up, there's absolutely no way of knowing that that secret pocket is back there. So a really cool place to put something that you may not want, others to find, or that you may not want to lose. Definitely a cool secret pocket. And then the last thing to touch on after all the secret pockets is you do see the CE tag right here. This jacket is going to be AA rated, so definitely great to have this much airflow, this much breathability, but still to have that AA protection rating, which is quite a bit of protection, especially for a jacket, again, that flows this much air. The Baja S4 jacket offers quite a lot of features and definitely a ton of breathability. With that said, the entire jacket is also DWR coated, which means that it will shed and repel water. But if the weather gets too cold or too wet, you can definitely pair the Baja S4 with KLIM's Enduro S4, which essentially becomes an overshell. Alright, so that's going to be it for the Baja S4 jacket from KLIM. Be sure to visit Motorcyclegear.com. Hit us up in the comments down below or via phone or email, as we are always here to help you out with your motorcycle gear needs. Thank you all for watching. Till next time.